Hey everybody, welcome back to art class. Today we are going to start a new art project that is going to take us 2 weeks. The first part of the art project is just going to be drawing, so for today's part of the art lesson you are just going to need a piece of paper, a pencil, and a black marker. Now the first thing that we are going to do is fold the paper to create some guidelines for ourselves. Now, the paper is not going to stay folded. We are just going to fold it so that we have some lines to help us know where to draw the things that we need to draw. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my paper and I'm going to fold it in half, hamburger style. Now, when I fold it in half, I need to make sure that the edges line up. And then I'm not going to push down very hard at all. I'm just going to push down a little bit so that when I open it back up, I can see that line splitting my paper in half. Now, after you do that, you are going to fold it in half the other way. So I'm going to fold it in half hot dog style. I'm going to make sure that my edges are lined up perfectly. And then when I go to push it down, I'm not going to push very hard, just gentle, so that when I open it back up, I have one line going this way and one line going this way. Now I know it's kind of hard to see on the video, but hopefully you're able to see your guidelines on your piece of paper. The next thing I want you to do is take your paper and turn it the long way up and down like this. Now you should have 4 sections on your paper. You can grab your pencil and we will get started with the drawing. Now the first thing I'm going to do is towards the bottom of my paper, I am going to draw the letter V, but I'm going to make it a little bit curvy. So I'm going to actually start on the right side of my paper. I'm going to come almost all the way down, and I'm going to make sure that it's pretty close to that guideline in the middle. I'm just going to draw a curvy letter V like this. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side of my paper like this. Awesome. The next thing that I'm going to do is draw the back side of the shoe. So what we're drawing, I guess I should tell you, are some little elf legs. So this is the top of his shoe. The next thing I'm going to draw is the back of his shoe. So I'm going to start my pencil at the top of the V right here, and I'm going to draw a curvy line that goes in, out, and around like that. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to start my pencil on the outside of the V. I'm going to draw a curvy line. When I start, I'm going to go in, then I'm going to come out, then I'm going to come around. Awesome job. The next thing that we're going to do are the bottoms and the tops of the shoe. So I'm going to start at the top here. I'm going to start at the other side of my V. I'm going to draw a curvy line that's kind of like an upside down rainbow shape, or like the letter U. So I'm going to start right here and I'm going to come down, around, and back up. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, down, around, and back up. The last thing I'm going to do for the shoes is connect these 2 lines. So this big empty space right here, I'm just going to draw one curvy line to connect that. So down here I'm going to start, so I'm going to come up and around like this. Same thing on this side. Now I might have to fix my line a little bit here. Gonna come down and around like this. So you should have 2 little elf shoes. All right, the last thing for the shoes is going to be just a cute little circle on top of the points. And our elf shoes are complete. The next thing that I'm going to draw is the bottom of the elf's body. So I'm going to come way up to the top of my paper now, and I'm going to start just a little bit down from the top, and I'm going to draw a rectangle. So my rectangle is going to start on the left side. It's going to come all the way over to the right, down, and across. You should be able to fit like 3 fingers inside of that rectangle. Next, I'm going to draw the tops of the body. So I'm going to start my pencil just inside my rectangle up here and draw a diagonal line that goes all the way to the top of my paper. Same thing on the right side. I'm going to start my pencil a little bit in from the rectangle and then draw a diagonal line that goes all the way up and touches the top of my paper. The last thing I need to do are the elf legs. So I'm just going to draw one straight line that starts from the shoe and goes all the way up to the top of the body. Other side of the shoe, all the way to the top like that. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. 2 straight lines to go up to the top to create the legs. We are almost done. The last thing that we're going to do is actually up to you. I want you to add a design or a pattern in the socks or the leg parts of your elf. So you could do something like polka dots. You could do stripes. You could do a zigzag line. You could do a different kind of pattern. You could do a drawing if you wanted, like maybe flowers or rainbows. You can do them both the same, you can do them both different. That part is totally up to you. Now, after you've got your design in the socks of your elf legs, you are going to put your pencil down, grab your marker, and then trace all of your pencil lines. So, remember that when we trace our pencil lines, we go nice and slow so that we don't mess up our beautiful drawings that we've spent so long on. If you don't have a black marker, that's okay. You could use something like a black crayon. You could use a black colored pencil. The reason that we're tracing our drawing with a black marker or a different black utensil is so that these lines really stand out. The next time that we have art next week, we are going to add color to our drawing, and sometimes when we add color, our lines kind of disappear. So the reason that we're tracing them is so that they don't disappear and we can see them after we add color. So take your time to trace. You might have to pause the video so that you can finish up your tracing. When you're all done tracing in a black marker, you are all done with arts for today. Take a picture of your drawing and upload it to Seesaw so that I can see. And then it's very important that you hang on to this drawing for next week because we will finish our project then. So hang on to this, make sure you take a picture and upload it to Seesaw. Save it for next time, and I will see you next week. Have an awesome week, friends.